Right now, somewhere in your pocket or on the table beside you, your phone is waiting. You haven't touched it in maybe 10 minutes. That feels like an eternity. Your hand is already twitching toward it, but the real answer for why you can't leave it alone is far stranger than you're addicted to your phone. You're not addicted to a phone. You're addicted to a feeling your brain invented millions of years before phones existed. Picture your ancestors on the savannah. Every rustle in the grass might be food, or it might be a predator, or it might be nothing at all. Your ancestors couldn't know in advance, so their brains evolved a system that rewarded them just for checking, not for finding something, for looking. That system is called dopamine. And here's the part almost everyone gets wrong. Dopamine isn't the chemical of pleasure, it's the chemical of anticipation. In the 1990s, a neuroscientist named Wolfram Schultz ran an experiment on monkeys that changed how scientists understood the brain forever. He trained monkeys to expect a squirt of juice after a light flashed. At first, the monkeys' dopamine neurons fired when the juice arrived. That made sense. Reward equals pleasure equals dopamine. Simple. But then, something unexpected happened. Once the monkeys learned the pattern, the dopamine spike moved. It stopped firing when the juice arrived. It started firing the moment the light flashed instead. The brain wasn't celebrating the reward anymore. It was celebrating the possibility of a reward. Now, here's where it gets stranger. Schultz then made the reward random. Sometimes the light meant juice, sometimes it meant nothing. And the dopamine response didn't drop. It spiked even higher. Uncertainty didn't weaken the craving. Uncertainty fed it. Sit with that for a second. Your brain is not built to crave outcomes. It's built to crave not knowing what the outcome will be. Does that sound familiar yet? Every time you unlock your phone, you are the monkey and the light just flashed. You don't know if there's a message. You don't know if someone liked your post. You don't know if the next scroll brings something funny, something upsetting, or nothing at all. And that not knowing is exactly what your dopamine system was built to chase. Decades before smartphones existed, a psychologist named B.F. Skinner discovered the exact mechanics of this trap. Using pigeons instead of teenagers with iPhones, Skinner built a box with a lever. When a pigeon pressed the lever, it sometimes got food. He tried different reward schedules. Reward every time the lever was pressed. Reward on a fixed schedule, like every 10th press. And reward on a random schedule, where the pigeon never knew which press would pay off. The random schedule won. It wasn't close. Pigeons on the unpredictable reward schedule pressed the lever more, pressed it longer, and kept pressing it even after the food stopped coming entirely. Skinner called this a variable ratio reinforcement schedule. You might know it by a different name. It's the exact mechanism behind slot machines, and it's the exact mechanism behind your notifications tab. An anthropologist named Natasha Dow-Schull spent 15 years studying casino design and gambling addiction, and she found something that should unsettle you. She discovered that slot machine designers don't build machines to make people win. They build machines to keep people in what she called the machine zone, a trance-like state where the player isn't chasing money anymore. They're chasing the rhythm of pulling and waiting and pulling again. Winning becomes almost beside the point. Now think about the last time you scrolled through your phone for 20 minutes without really deciding to. You weren't chasing a specific piece of information. You were pulling a lever. Scroll, wait. Nothing about that rhythm requires content to be good. It only requires the next screen to be unknown. This is not an accident. It was never an accident. The people who designed the apps on your phone studied Skinner's pigeons. They studied slot machines. They built pull to refresh, the little spinning wheel before your feed loads, the red notification dot, the 3 dots that show someone is typing, all of it engineered around the same principle those researchers uncovered decades earlier. Uncertainty plus a reward, spaced unpredictably, creates a craving. No amount of willpower fully escapes. But why would evolution build a brain this easy to hijack in the first place? Because for most of human history, this system kept people alive. Checking constantly wasn't a flaw. It was a survival strategy. The ancestors who obsessively scanned their environment for threats and opportunities were the ones who noticed the predator a second earlier, who found the fruit tree first, who spotted the rival tribe approaching before it was too late. Their brains rewarded vigilance with a small hit of dopamine every time they looped.